What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of DSP Politics. That's right, oh my lord. And your boy Doody has to say, I caught most of it, but I spent most of the night just cringing and saying, what the F? I mean, my head was a little boggled yesterday. I don't get... I don't fully understand Phil's angle with this show, and we'll delve a little bit more into that. As you can see from the background I've chosen for this video, that's right, Fruit Loops. Apparently our boy Phil went full regard last night over Fruit Loops, and that, folks, is Phil's definition of DSP politics. So let's get into the video.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Thursday, the 21st of November, 2024. A great streaming day. Thankfully today, unlike previously this week, everything went well. So let's talk about it. So I returned from my half day yesterday to do a full level 1 podcast this morning. And we had a few interesting topics to discuss, including my day yesterday that went awry with the power being out and all of that. But also talking about, number 1, where to get a smash burger or burgers for tomorrow's DSP Tries It. And number 2, looking at some PCs for possibilities of ones that I'm going to buy in the next week or so to upgrade my capture and streaming setup to get basically fully upgraded to the modern era. I mean, my current PC is over 10 years old. It definitely needs an upgrade. So, many topics discussed and fun ones on the podcast. And then we jumped into Microsoft Flight Simulator, 2020.
Okay, so I have a little bit to say on that. So yeah, the podcast was, of course, Phil doing the sneak bag on the potential new PC that's coming. Apparently, he's going forward with buying another PC where he's going to replace the PC he uses for capturing and recording, because, of course, this guy has like 18 different PCs just to stream and record, which is so dumb. I've given Phil the advice that the existing PC he has right now, it's powerful enough to do everything he wants to do. He'll be able to capture, he'll be able to record, he'll be able to stream, he'll be able to play games without any problems. Now, the memory, his memory on his rig might be a little low, but he could cough up $100 and, get 64 gigs or even 128 gigs on his rig. And that'll be enough processing power to do everything he needs. Way more processing power than he needs. But no, Phil's not going to do that. Phil is just... It goes with Phil's narrative of just wanting to waste money and spend money. He has some money in his pocket, because of the kick income and the 2 or 3 dents that are supporting him. So that money's burning a hole in his pocket. So he has to spend it. So the Regard wants to spend $1,500 on another PC. First of all, Phil, if you're just going to use it to capture and record and stream, you don't need to spend $1,500. You really don't. Like I said, you can upgrade your existing PC if you want and just add a little, beef it up a little bit and you'll be fine. Or if you want to do the regarded thing and get a separate PC, build one out. All you really need is a good CPU and some memory and an SSD. A quality SSD. That's all you need, Phil. Nothing else. I mean, you really don't have to invest in a graphics card, which is typically the most expensive piece of a PC. I mean, you were showing us Amazon pre-built with a 4070 and a 40. You don't need all that. Not if you're going to capture, brother. The main concern that you need is you need to worry about your CPU and your memory, your DDR. I mean, dude, you can build a top-of-the-line AMD PC with a semi-decent graphic card for under $1,000, Phil. I mean, a good CPU right now will run you $350. A good top-of-the-line CPU with the motherboard and everything you need. And it's a simple pre-built, man. You could go to Best Buy and get, Geek Squad to put it together, man. Or just go to a local PC, builder in your area. They'll charge about $150. And for under $1,000, you can get this PC that you really don't fucking need, man. But of course, he's looking at all these crappy ass pre-builts, and again, it's just him wanting to waste money. It's a new toy, and it's just sad, bro. It's just sad. So many things that you need for that fucking snort fort to fix up that house, and you're wasting it on a fucking 15th PC. that you don't fucking need. Anyway, I keep beating the dead cat, and this guy doesn't listen. He wants to keep doing the regarded thing. So let's just let him do the regarded thing. So let's keep going.
24, and it went well. That game runs really beautifully on my gaming PC. Great graphics and detail. Full 120 frames on my PC, 60 frames for you guys, on stream and in the on-demand videos. We flew many places, including Fairfield, Connecticut, where I attended a university back in the day. And also my high school was in Fairfield. Then we went to, we went to so many places. We went to Mexico to look for Ethan Ralph's hut. Yes, I'm not kidding. People wanted to do that. We went to San Francisco and flew under the Golden Gate Bridge. We went to Universal Studios, Florida, and actually flew over and looked at all the rides and things. And we found the Hogwarts, university or academy. The Harry Potter themed area. Crap, we did so much. We flew over the Grand Canyon. That was extra fun. And then I think we went to Minnesota and we went to the Mall of America, and we actually flew over Minneapolis at night, which was gorgeous with all the lights. So overall, we had a great, awesome first stream of Microsoft Flight Sim. Now, for moving forward, that game will be a night stream exclusively because it's like a nice, chill, relaxing time to end the day. And we're going to do it in 2-hour increments moving forward. So I'm very excited for more of that now as a late night stream moving forward. And I hope that you guys will join me for it. All the footage is currently live on DSP Gaming right now if you didn't see it yet. Tonight, the late stream was...
Jesus. Okay, so yeah, we got Microsoft Flight Walking Simulator over here. I didn't catch any of that whatsoever. I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit there and watch him just fly around and play the game half-assed. Didn't even get out to do the photo mode. Just fucking stupid, man. Just stupid. But of course, this is Phil's expertise. Walking simulators. Except this one, you're not walking, you're flying. But it's the same premise. You walk around, or you fly around, you look at nice sights, and then you beg for money. That's Phil's that's Phil's idea of of entertaining his viewers and begging for money. I can care less about Flight Simulator. It's just it's Disney Princess, but in the sky, essentially. And I guess that's probably why I brought out Disney Princess Phil for this video. Let's keep going.
DS Politics exclusively streamed on Kick on my DSP Gaming Reel channel. We had another night of record high viewership. Apparently, at one point, people are telling me over 1,200 peak viewers on the show. I don't know how true that is because I wasn't looking. And really, Kick doesn't tell you that at all, which sucks. I wish it did, but it doesn't really give you that data. I know for a fact it's the most viewed stream I'm doing on Kick, and probably the most viewed stream I'm doing regularly now. Because I've seen numbers go as low as like maybe 700 viewers, but then it goes up to 1,000. I've seen it go over. So definitely there's good viewership on the show.
All right, so I got a little insight into that right there specifically. So I have been told, your boy Doody's been told, I've been told that there are a couple individuals view-botting his Kick stream. That's what's going on. And that's the reason why he's having such an ebb and flow in his streams. Like when he first started out, he had about 400 people. And that's typically what he had. And then you notice it spiked to like 1,200, like out of nowhere. And then it dropped to 700. And then it hovered around 700 for a while, and then it went up to 1,000, and then it dropped again to like 400. Someone's view-botting his streams to try to get him. Remember when people were view-botting his YouTube channel, and I was telling everyone, oh, what they're trying to do is they're trying to view-bot him, and then report him for view-botting, trying to make it seem like he's view-botting his stream, which is against terms of service. They're doing the same thing with Kick. So if you're curious to why Phil had 1,000 or 1,200 people on his streams, on his first stream and this stream, it's exactly that. They're view-botting. And I actually Googled it. It's really easy. There's like 10 different sites where you can go. And to view-bot your stream for like 1,000 viewers at a given time for about 2 hours, it's like $7. It's not expensive at all. So that's the mystery of why Phil's viewership is going up and high. Was going, up and then dropping and then going up and then dropping. Someone's out there view-botting a stream to try to get him in trouble. Kick has the same terms of service about view-botting. They don't look kindly to people that view-bot because they think you're trying to game the system to try to get the higher tier of monetization. So that's the mystery, folks. It's not that people care about DS politics. Trust me. Let's keep going.
4 major topics were discussed, and then there were a few minor topics. You can watch the archive of the show on the channel now, or I'm going to clip it and do a bunch of highlights that I'm going to upload over the course of the week on the DSP Reacts channel. I'll probably clip 1 or 2 tonight, and then I'll clip more gradually over the course of the week. That'll go live as well. Great topics discussed. Maybe I'll try to do like 1 clip from each major topic and then highlight some of the later topics as well. We'll see. But this is very interesting to me. The stuff that we talked about this week. Not only was it like big picture stuff with Trump and his cabinet, but also local stuff in Seattle and even some celebrity stuff, which was pretty funny. So I think you'll like the show if you didn't see it yet. Now remember, you become a submissions tier member on my DSP Reacts channel, which is youtube.com/@DSP Reacts. You can submit your topics for next week's show, which I'm excited. I cannot wait for next week's show because it's going so well. And the more the merrier. The more suggestions I get, the better the show is going to be. So please continue to do so. By the way, the show had outstanding support. I think we got like $249 total of support or something like that. So it went really, really well. I'm looking forward to doing it again next week. All right. So tomorrow is my final consecutive.
Alrighty, so I watched the DSP Politics so that you didn't have to. There were maybe 2 segments that were worth clipping. Of course, the first one is probably, if you're looking at my screen here and you're seeing the Fruit Loops, that's right, our boy Phil went full regarded on Fruit Loops. The topic in hand was about it's essentially the FDA and how they regulate certain things. They allow certain things in our foods, especially our cereals and processed foods, while in other countries they have different versions because they restrict those type of chemicals being added in the food. And yeah, I know the argument. I read it. I understand where RFK Jr.'s position is. It's just science, really, Phil. It's science. This really isn't a political thing. I mean, it could be political because I'm guessing there's probably lobbyists that are involved. So you have lobbyists from these food companies and these drug manufacturing companies that lobby Congress to allow these specific things in our foods. And that's the reason why it's allowed in the United States, but not in, say, the Canadian or the European version. And again, Phil, that's the type of analysis you should have dug in. You shouldn't have gone full regarded on Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops is not the issue, Phil. The issue is the FDA and how they allow specific chemicals to be added in our specific foods and why. And the main reason is, of course, lobbyists. It's lobbyists. Lobbyists go from these companies, from Kellogg's and these big processing companies, and also the chemical companies that create the dyes and so on, the food dyes, and they lobby Congress, and Congress allows it as long as the specific items are, safe and tested, and that they are. I honestly, there's this big. Your body's an amazing thing. Your body is an amazing thing. Your body can withstand radiation from a nuclear reactor that's 93 million miles away from the sun, right? It can withstand a very harsh environment from 30 below to 120 degree weather. I mean, our bodies are pretty amazing and they're pretty resilient. Dyes like red 4 and yellow 4, they're not going to harm you, Phil. They've been in our foods for decades. There is no science, there's no literature out there that shows these specific chemicals really do anything. Now, are there people with food sensitivities? Yes, they are. And if you eat a bowl of Fruit Loops and you get diarrhea or whatever, then maybe you shouldn't have Fruit Loops. But again, Phil, this analysis that you do is not fucking analysis. You want to focus on the minutia and the stupid shit like RFK. The guy didn't know how to pronounce his name. He spent like 8 times using his name in variations, and that was his focus. And he harped on fucking Fruit Loops. Again, Phil, it's not Fruit Loops. What you should have talked about is you should have talked about the specific chemicals. You should have done a little bit of research. You should have figured out what's the real problem here. The political issue here, Phil, is lobbyists. That's the issue here, Phil. not the actual food additives or the chemicals, or why does Europe allow it versus why the United States don't allow specific things. That's the analysis. If you want to do a political show, that's the political angle that you have to go, not greedy companies or whatever your fucking analysis was, man. It just was terrible. And yeah, it's not good. Like, his show is just not good. It's not interesting. And I find myself trying to listen and giving Phil the benefit of the doubt and trying to say, okay, well, let's see where he's going here. Let's see what his political take is on this. And there's never a political take. It's just nonsense. And by the end of the story, and he's ready to move on, I'm like, okay, what was the point? Like, what was the fucking point? Like, again, if he would have delved into a little bit of, you know, lobbying and why we allow specific things and the science behind it, then that would have been interesting. But he did none of that. Again, Phil's DSP Politics is essentially Twitter. He's going on Twitter, he's getting a story, and he's running with whatever information was on that Twitter feed or that Twitter thread, and that's his fucking news story. That's what it is. There's no digging. I mean, he even started off with saying, I'm not a scientist, so I don't know. If you don't know, then why are you giving your two cents on this issue? Like, if you want to talk about chemicals in our food, then maybe you should dig into the science and dig into the political, the political aspects of it. Like I just told you right now, the lobbyist. Why the lobbyist? It's the same reason why McDonald's is allowed to do certain things. Because they have, you know, they pump millions and billions of dollars into their legal teams, into their lobbying teams, and that's the issue there. So maybe the issue isn't Fruit Loops, Phil. Maybe the issue is lobby reform. Maybe that's the political take. Anyway, yeah, you didn't waste any time. If you want to know what Phil's takes were, you can watch the clips on my show. Anyway, that's it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.